Welcome, viewers. Well, due to unforeseen circumstances, I've been compelled again to divide my last video into two parts, and this is the second part. Due to the differences in ideologies from different categories of people, answer to this question has become many. Some say it is the fault of our parents. Others say since the world is changing, culture also changes to suit the modern generation. Some also say since culture is learnt, the youth of our beloved country, Ghana, and African continent as a whole have abandoned their precious and beautiful culture and have assimilated the alien culture, which was introduced to us by the Europeans. This perhaps is a serious case of the youth's destruction in the modern Africa, or in this modern Africa. Uh, in Ghana here, some vital traditional values such as bragoro or chiribra and the rest in the olden days done to prevent disasters like teenage pregnancies and terrible diseases like AIDS are now nowhere to be found. In time, it's time. No, the is is not there. I fix it there. It is a time. I fix the is there. It is time for Ghanaians, Africa, think think she is independence because I don't like the English here. Let me read it as I see it, so maybe viewers can make sense of a bit or not. A time for Ghanaians, Africa, think she is independent because going back for what is good is never a, a crime. Oh, crime, say crime. When Bragoro was existing, there was nothing like teenage pregnancy. When children were caned for wrong, both in home and in school, there was nothing like demonstration in schools. You would be so sorry to see an Ashanti man eating fufu with spoon. You're so sorry to see Ashanti man eating fufu with with spoon. Fufu is pounded yam. Different from the pounded yam in Nigeria. What is that? It's a question mark. If Ghana, if Africa is independent, let it be independent. No, we cannot be independent. Hmm? It's not surprising. I will tell viewers sometime. When I was young, there are certain communities in the northern part of Ghana that prevented their children from going to school. They rather sent the children of slaves. Their reason? No. The white man has come to corrupt us, to make us dishonest. If you follow the white man, our life in Africa will be led by dishonesty. We are seeing it today. We didn't believe it, but now you see it. People go to school and do all sorts of things. That's what this paper is saying. We've lost our culture forever. They are not coming back. It's not our culture isn't coming back. You see, there were no female pregnancies. In the around as early as 1900, that's the middle of the 20th century, you could see men walking naked, women walking naked. There weren't any rapes. If a man meets a woman coming from the opposite direction, and maybe his body is his temperature is high, he simply diverts into the bush and walk away. The woman passes and then he comes and walks away. These things were there, disciplined. There were people, there were times when a young man is in the hall, in our local homes, they were built round, and then the first round entrance, the first round room is the hall. Men will be lying, young men, hot-blooded men will be lying naked. If he's getting aroused, he faces the wall. The elders know. He calls somebody. Azundo, please go and get me one Go and see go and catch a fowl for me. If the boy doesn't respond, he says this again. If he doesn't respond, they leave him. They know automatically that his manhood is uh, filled with blood. Hmm? And the women, the same thing. They wash naked. They would bend down and wash naked. Nobody would bother them. They knew how to do it. They would face, uh, their back would face the wall, and they would put their legs together and wash. There were no ribs, except on isolated cases where the fellow may be crazy or, you know, what people call maniac, except that. But normal human being to rape a woman, no, it was not there. It's not there. I remember when we were young, there was a boy called Wimbidu who had a bike. We didn't have a bike. He sat on the bike and got up and then left. After leaving the bike, we saw that there was some little bit of content of the bowel on the seat of the belt, you see. And my dad explained to me, he went to the village and he was the one who bought shorts for the villagers. He was the one who bought shorts for them because they were well grown, very thick, pardon me to say, very thick private hair, and they were working naked. And from time to time, they would have arousal, and it's embarrassing. They have to look away or walk somewhere. So I don't know whether is that kind of life that we like, or the present day life where we have to wear shorts. And I tell you, the women used not to wear pants. Pardon me to say underwear. They used not to. And if children wanted to see the map of the world, wherever they were, when anytime they go to the where the women were, they would see the map of the world. Pardon me to use that. And when I was young, we used to fetch water from the pond far away from the village. We go there, the children would bath where the women were bathing together. The pond is far away, and you will be an idiot if you have to fetch water, walk that distance home, bath with the water, and then come back and fetch. No. So all the women would bath there with the children. We the children were also bathing and fetching water with them. The adults, in a disciplined manner, never neared the women. They will see them bathing, but they will go far away and leave the women to bath. Let them have their privacy. Oh yeah, today the women will charge, or the men, these men will charge on the women and give them a lesson of their life. You see? So this is what this paper is talking about in discipline. So, well, viewers, I don't know which life is better, the way of life we had in those days or the present way of life. Hmm? And I tell you, I used not to wear sandals. We were walking barefooted to school in hot sun. Huh? So our feet were like that of elephants. We didn't care. In rain, we would jump. In potholes where there were potholes that were filled with water, we knew how to, you know, get our way through, either jump or go by it or whatnot. And so our feet would be full of mud. We didn't care. Huh? I wore my first sandals when I went to the secondary school, and that was around when I was 16 or thereabout. You see, and maybe someday I'll show my picture when I was 16, and I was looking very innocent. We didn't know these things. We didn't know rape. Our eyes were not open. Women were not wearing underwear. Can you imagine? Bad boys would go under the table and put mirrors or just pretend that they are doing something. The female teacher will be busy doing anything, and then they will see their, they will see the map of the world. Let me say so. May God forgive me. So this is what this paper is talking about. The question is, which way of life is better? Today's way of life or the way of life that we're living before the coming of the white man, or before the white man discovered us? That is a big question. You can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but the final question is, which is better, the way of life in those days or the way of life today? Our teachers used to beat us. I remember one of our teachers, we used to call him Alassane the Lion. He calls you about 200 meters away. You have to stand at attention and run to him. You don't run swinging your arms. No, you are not. You will be afraid. You haven't respected him. So you run with your arms at the side of your body. How do you run that way? You run to him like that and he won't spare you. He will give you a very dirty slap. That won't spare you, but still you have to do it. He will kill somebody and throw him out of the window. Huh? Is that the way of life we want? I don't know. Huh? He beat somebody and threw him out of and sacked him and told him, go and tell your dad that I see his uncircumcised private part. He should come and meet me. The boy went home and that was all. Huh? He got a boy and he placed him, he asked him to stand up. He stood up because of some minor thing. And he went to his office to get a cane. When he went, the boy asked us, should I run? Should I not run? It's pathetic and laughable. Who are you to tell the boy, run? If you tell him to run, you are in danger. He will put your beating and the boy's beating together and give it to you. So we were sitting down. Nobody could answer. Oh, before we realized, my man took off and ran. And when the teacher came, saw him running, he said, okay, that's all, bye-bye, go. Never you come back. And that was what drove the boy out of school. Pathetic, isn't it? Is that the way of life we want? Or the present way of life? We used to eat together. You see a family of different mothers, children of different mothers eating together. Today, everybody has their place. One plate for this, one plate, and they divide the food, chopper, so little for them. No, you gather them all in one bowl and they eat together. It's not there. Which is better, viewers? Maybe the answer comes from you. The present day European life or the olden day traditional life. This is what this paper is talking about. And I don't see any way that we will go back to that kind of life. What our traditional people wanted us to do was concentrate on farming. Farming and doing other jobs and forget about school because school would corrupt us. And it's true, you see today, there is no honesty. No. The police are not honest, the lawyers are not honest, the doctors are not honest. The more they are educated, the more unreliable they are. The more corrupt they seem to be, except a few, except those well guided by God. It's pathetic, you see. So even though the white people brought the culture to us, they themselves are not as dishonest as we are today. Of course, there is some decency in their life, but here, no. Move to any office, move to any place of work, anything you require, you have to pay before you get it. And if you have no money, you still have to pay. Why wouldn't people steal? Why won't we have armed robbers? Why won't we have scammers? We had nothing like scammer, no. And today, the black is even scamming the white, who brought the education to us. So we see, the black man was speaking not only for the black, but for the white. And honesty, any country that is not honest is bound to remain stagnant. They don't move forward because cheating, God doesn't want cheating. He brought upon the people of Shuaib who were cheating, he brought heat upon them and lack of rain upon them. And anybody who did a bad deed was punished for it, probably instantly. It's no more there because we are all bad doers. All of us do bad. We're all dishonest, except a few. So, this is what this paper is talking about. Again, I throw the question to the viewers. Which is a better way of life? The present way of life or the traditional way of life that our parents fought to prevent us from going into? Where you could move about with women without any fear, without a woman fearing anything. Who are you to just get a woman and rape her? Oh my God, you will have it. You will have it from the society. But today, drinks, beer. We didn't know about alcohol as such. There was something we call pito, and that is not too much alcoholic. Now, if a young man goes to work, no matter how low the pay is, he has to eat with a bottle of beer in front of him. Where does he get the money from? Cheating, dishonesty. So some of us, I was young by then, but we used to respect a lot. You meet an old man coming, you have to rush to them and carry their load. It's still happening in some societies. In the capital of Ghana, Accra, people still get up and give their seats to elderly people. Oh yes, it's happening. I know it. It's happening. It's happening in some places, though not as often as it used to be. But before, and somebody comes in and is more elderly than you get up and you give their seat to them. In the capital of Ghana, it was, even in the capital of Ghana, it was happening. Today, it's not there. Who tells us that? Who has taught us this? The white man. But they, ironically, give their seats to elderly people. Not all of them, but it's there too, where the young will get up and give their seats to helpless elderly people. But in Africa, no, very seldom. That is what this article is talking about, viewers. I will talk and talk and talk and talk if I have to this, if I have to continue this topic. So that is it. Viewers, pathetic, isn't it? For those who don't know, like I said, even shorts for men, they were not there. Sandals, we didn't have sandals. When we were growing up, sometimes somebody who is learning to walk, you say, no, I have no sandals. You say, I have no sandals. I'm not going. I haven't seen my sandals. Who are you to tell an elder lad you have no sandals and so you are not going on an errand for them? You're afraid. The thorns will pierce through your listen until it becomes scaly hard that you don't feel pains anymore. God is wonderful. Okay, so listeners, let me stop here. Like I say, we hope to go to section 20 of Surah 2, and that is, I think, 164, if I'm not mistaken, in our next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.